How's it going, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome back to more dual videos. So we've got some Atlanteans and some DDD OCG facing off. I've got DDD OCG on the left and me playing Atlanteans on the right. It's a pretty interesting matchup. Kind of goes both ways. Kind of goes back and forth a little bit. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll go ahead and get started here with this Deep Sea Diva going into Neptibus, sending Dragoons, adding Dragoons, of course. What other way to do it? Adding Neptibus off the Dragoons, of course, not off Neptibus, because you cannot do that. I wish you could, but however, there's got to be that slight restriction. I mean, I guess it'll be less fair than it already is. So we've got the Teus to combo off as well. Not discarding Dragoons, but discarding Neptibus, especially on out Dragoons, to make some more synchro plays. I've got Instant Fusion in my hand, but like, well, you know what? How am I going to get this Dragoons back out if I've got it on the field now that I've discarded for Neptibus? But so it's going to allow me to make another really interesting play here, which can make me allowed to go into DeLorean and Instant Fusion back out, of course, the synchro material, being Dragoons, and now allowing me to get an extra search. I've got 3 Waters Engraven. I believe I got a Megalone hand with full discard materials, so I'm going to go and grab the Moulin right now. I'm thinking I'm going to add the infantry, but I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I could drop first turn Moulin. So that's what we're going to do. And this is just one of those turns that ended up being absolutely ridiculous. And one of the turns that you could have with Mermail like all the time. And if you know the deck well, and if you know the deck's in and outs, this is not an uncommon field. And sometimes it's even worse. Sometimes you can even get a Trish. Sometimes you can get a Herald to combo off with a DeLorean. So the cards that are getting discarded are banished instead. And probably one of the more powerful first turn omens the deck has, especially when I've got a set warning as well as Mizuchi. 1-for-1 will get negated by Mizuchi. He'll discard the Necro Slime for cost. That'll get put in grave with the Ragnarok he's got there that was put there by the Moulin Glacia. But it won't matter too much. I still have the set warning to pretty much seal the deal. And I've got Dweller on board as well, which I ended up chaining to the activation of his Necro Slime. And I'm pretty sure Necro Slime doesn't banish for cost. I checked it right here. I'm checking it to see if it does. I was reading the card text. Couldn't really figure out too well. So I just kind of said, you know, it's not cost. I think Swirl Slime's for cost, but he's got Kepler. It'll get warninged. Doesn't matter. We'll go to game 2. So here we are in game 2. He's got 1-for-1 opening up, pretty strong combo on both sides. Actually, it's pretty interesting that both decks are just abusing 1-for-1 to get out some of the best cards in the deck, like Kepler on the black side, and of course Neptibus over there on that sick Black Luster Soldier Regional 2016 playmat, which I picked up a couple months ago, not months ago, a couple weeks ago. Really liking the new playmat. I had a Spellground recently, just sold that for 75 bucks, so it was pretty cool actually to finally get rid of that thing. Catalina Blue Spellground, really nice. Finally got rid of it. I used to use it all the time, and I used to really want to get into getting a Spellground, but now I just don't really use it that much, and I like the regular mats a little bit better. And so yeah, now here on his side, I had a pretty good first turn. He's gonna have a pretty good first turn to kind of retaliate, and just you guys get to see here the power again of DDD OCG version. Now I can, like I said, I will be doing 2 deck profiles for you guys. I will be doing the DDD OCG build standard build, which he's playing in this video here, and I will also be doing a more synchro fusionist-esque build that involves cards like Jet Synchron, Instant Fusion, all this stuff. It's a really small engine. I think it's about 6 card total differentiations. I'll probably do the normal build that you're seeing here in real life, and then the other one I'll probably just do on Dueling Network to save time so he doesn't have to keep switching his builds in real life. So as you can see here, he's got Glow Up Bulb and Lamia. Now he did special summon Lamia, but I believe he ended up taking that back to leave the Swirl Slime in his hand that he discarded for it, and ended up fusing with the Lamia and Slime that he had in his hand, leaving the Glow Up Bulb there as well. And he actually milled a Necro Slime off of that Glow Ball too. So that just goes to show some of the synergy that card has in the deck. It's just really, really good card for the deck. And now you'll see the Lamia being brought out, I think. He does tend a lot of times to take a lot of time to think about his plays, which of course, I don't blame. Sometimes you gotta take time with your plays, especially if you're playing a combo-oriented deck. This is no helmet deck, folks. This is no Cliffwort. This is not Teller Knight, okay? This isn't normal summon one monster and set 5,000 back row and pass. Look at what we've got here. Thanks to Genghis and Ragnarok, he has Hexblood double Ragnarok. And that monster over there is number 38, Titanic Galaxy. New rank 8 XYZ monsters is coming out. If you don't know what this card does, you probably should know. In the sense that, basically, you can, once per turn, negate a spell card your opponent activates. And if an attack is declared, you can detach an material and make the attack target become that card. And it's got 3,000 attack. Plus, he has Ghost Trick Dolahan on the field, which is going to have any of my monsters attack. Now, I think I'm a savage here, and I end up making a pretty hard misplay because of that. I got some issues to deal with here. I've got Hexblood I have to worry about, which can negate any face-up spell or trap on the field. And yes, he does take the spell card and make it a material, so I forgot to mention that. And yes, this guy negates the spell. So I've still got to worry about the Hexblood negation, so I'm going to go Teus, discard Moulin, because Moulin is not helpful to me at the moment. And I've got Diva at least to combo off. I think if I wouldn't have opened Diva, it pretty much would have been game over. As you can see, I've got Instant Fusion in my hand and a way to set it up. I've got Dragoons, but how the hell am I going to get rid of that Hexblood without, you know, wasting a battle phase or making a bad synchro play that I necessarily don't want to make? So I'm adding Neptibus and Goons, and I've got Megalo at least, discarding Goons and Neptibus. Neptibus is wide open for Synchro Fodder now, since I don't got to worry about attributing it off with Megalo to get its effect. I've already burned that effect for this turn. So now I've got a full field, consisting of Diva, Dragoons, Neptibus, Teus, and Megalo. Now here's the thing. I don't play Big Eye. I don't have enough room in my action deck to play Big Eye. There's a lot of synchro monsters and other cards that I want to play besides a Big Eye. And plus, I was borrowing my brother's ulti Big Eye, who was playing left. That's my brother. He has 3 ulti Big Eyes, and I was borrowing one for the longest time, but he wanted him back in his possession, which I understand. They're very expensive cards that just shouldn't be floating around in other people's possessions. Not that I'm to mistrust. I borrowed his cards before. I never ripped any of them or bent them or damaged them. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to argue. And I've also found the fact that I've never really needed to make a Big Eye. And until now, of course. You know, until now is the only time I ever thought I really need to make a Big Eye. But hey, I ended up making Trish anyways to banish the Hexblood. Now I can activate spells. And I've still got the Instant Fusion, I believe. Do I have Instant Fusion? No, I do not have Instant Fusion. I thought I had Instant Fusion. It would have been really nice, though, if I had Instant Fusion. I've got Mizuchi. I mistook that for Instant Fusion in my hand. But now it's up to 32, this Megalo. It can attack only once, I believe. But this is the problem. I've got this Ghost Trick Dolahan to worry about. And not only that, I forget the effect of Titanic Galaxy's other effect, where it redirects attack targets to itself. So here I am thinking I'm going to get over his Dolahan with my 1600 attack Megalo, which is actually going to end up running into his Titanic Galaxy. As you can see there, my sad face there in the top right corner, like, what the hell did I just do? What was I thinking? I now wasted that Mizuchi, and my Trish is going to get beat over. Everything I have is just going to get beat over. Yeah. And earlier, if you're wondering, he did detach, I believe, Dolahan's first material to get the Glow Bulb in the grave to target himself. And I'm pretty sure you can do that. He was targeting Dolahan, so that's why Dolahan has no longer any materials. So yeah. Now he's got a Kepler for his normal summon. So at this point, game 2 is pretty much over in his favor. And like I should have mentioned, or I should say, if you guys have any other ways I should have played out that last turn to break that board, let me know in the comments. I don't know. I either had the way to break his board, or I just biffed it, or I just had no way to do it in general. Like I said, it would have been very difficult, you know, with just Trish for removal to either get rid of Galaxy, Dullahan, or Hexblood. If I Trish the Dullahan, I still can't activate Mizuchi because it'll get negated by Hexblood, and then I'm stuck in the same position. Dullahan just created a huge problem for that, as well as the second Hexblood, and having to worry about that Titanic Galaxy, which would redirect attack targets. So yeah, and I'm just going to go ahead and scoop it up here as we head into Game 3. He's got Swamp King, and he's just going to bring out more big-ass fusions. So we'll go into Game 3. He's going to start off with Kepler. What else would he start off with? And here I'm wondering, where are my Veilers that I'm playing? What happened to those things? Veiler is probably my favorite side deck card. Not side deck card. Favorite main decked hand trap at the moment. I like it a little better than Maxi, because Maxi isn't that threatening sometimes, especially if you know you can OTK. Your opponent's not really going to, you know, quite frankly, give a shit how many cards you draw, because you don't play Valkyris, you don't play Damage Juggler, you can't play Damage Juggler. The only thing I guess you could worry about is the obscure Speedroid Menko, which that many people aren't playing unless you're playing against Speedroids. Then obviously you might want to watch out, because your OTK will be for naught. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things you had to worry about playing against Necroz. If you were going to try to go for the OTK, you had to think twice, because, you know, you might not have the OTK. So yeah. So Megalo will get summoned, and then he'll Warning it. I discard those two. Now, here's the question that I have. If he does Warning the Megalo, does he Warning it on reveal? Do I even get to discard? I'm pretty sure I still get to discard. I don't know. I just want some clarification from you guys in the comments, and you guys always are very nice and help me out with that. So I'm going to be able to combo off regardless for Turge. Not Turge, for that Teus with the clutch gun. I'm going to grab that Megalo back. And I've still got that Teus on board to recycle some stuff. Again, here's where I wish I was playing Big Eye. And this is a rare occasion. I don't really ever find myself needing to make Big Eye. I guess Draco Sack would have been even better right here, just to pop something and just kind of sit on the Draco Sack for a little bit. I don't know. I probably should incorporate Big Eye or Draco back into my build. It's just I have no idea what to cut. And if you guys have seen my last build of Mermails, if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you go check it out if you're interested in playing the deck or play the deck already and looking for a build to play. I recommend checking that out. But like I said, if you've seen that extra deck that I'm playing, it's like I have nothing to cut. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking about cutting is maybe like Armory Arm or your Herald. Those cards, in my opinion, are kind of just win more cards. If anything, I'd probably keep the Armory Arm over the Herald, because Herald can kind of screw up plays for you sometimes, but other times it's just very clutch to go into that with Moulin. So I don't know. But he does end up overwhelming me next turn, as we just saw, with Hexblood and everything, and that card is just such a good card. When that card comes out, DDDs will be that much stronger with the negation of spells and traps, just face-up stuff. Hey, you've got a Regeki? Negate. You've got a fucking Wavering Eyes? Negate. Get the hell out of here with that shit. Very, very good card. DDD is very, very good. Underestimated deck in the OCG, at least with their new stuff. I think right now they're not that great. They're still pretty good, but they get even better with new support. So yeah, games were back and forth. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. It means a lot. Go ahead and leave your comments, like I said, down in the comment section below. And if you're new here and you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. The support is greatly appreciated here. Cannot stress that enough, guys. New videos going up daily, whether it be video game related or Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Hope you guys are enjoying the content as always, and you guys have just been awesome lately. We're almost at 1,400 subs. Like, what? Absolutely insane, guys. Thank you so much. I don't say it enough, and it may seem like I do, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, really, thank you guys a lot for this. It's a lot of fun. I have fun doing this for you guys, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it as much as you are. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Winter Kills signing out. We'll see you in the next video.
The bitch in your arms.